Wake them up, Nate. Okay, Bino, hit that shit.
Yo, what's good? It's Bino Beats, and today I'm going to make a Lil Tjay type loop. I'm going for something like Way Out of the Hood, one of his recent tracks that he released. As you can see, it's a different setting than my previous videos because I actually just moved into a new apartment, so this is my new home studio setup, and honestly, it's a pretty good view and it's pretty fun to cook music up in here. So to start off the loop, I really needed a sick vocal phrase to kick things off. Perfect place to get this is I just dropped a multi-kit with my bro MST and Alexander Goldman, and in that multi-kit we have over 1,000 pane sounds that you can use for creating loops or beats, whether it's guitar phases, drums, piano phrases, tons of accents. We also in that have over 400 original vocals, and I'm about to show you one of them that I used to make this loop. They're actually crazy. We got a professional vocalist to record these loops, and like I said, you can't get them on Arcade, you can't get them on Splice. These are some really crazy vocals that I definitely suggest checking out. Alright, so let's check out this vocal.
Babe, do you know me? Crying from the story that you won't give me. Tell me why you won't call me? Say it's not working. You rather look at me and I would give my word for yours. Baby, I would give my word for yours.
The vocals come in the pack is they're all just dry, not too much reverb or effects on any of them. What I kind of added to these was something super simple. So I just had a shaper box, panned it a bit from side to side, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of EQ, and then over here where we get into the higher pitch vocal, what I add on that one is a bit more effects. So I'm adding a bit of chorus, shaper box again, reverb, and cutting out the high end a little bit on this one. But like I said, you can get tons of vocal phrases just like this, original that not many producers are using. And Dreamcatcher actually until September 1st, so this upcoming Monday, is actually 50% off. So if you're looking to get some new sounds, now's the time to do it. All right, so once I had that foundation of the vocal, what I then started getting into was adding some piano. And I wanted something super simple, but just kind of bouncy. I then layered it with this pad from Omnisphere called Heaven's Shores. I use this pad in like almost all of my loops. You can barely hear it, but all it sounds like is this. Super subtle and tucked in the background, and I think I just even added more reverb to it to make it even more tucked in the back. And this layer, this really opens it up. I'm using the Rhodes LA Custom Chorus from Keyscape. Rhodes in general are super wide sounds, so they'll just make it feel more open, especially of course, because that just makes it even wider. So with the Rhodes, it sounds like this. I then duplicated the exact same piano from Keyscape and played this lead melody. Also layer it with the same chorus Rhodes, and then both of those are going to the same effect channel. And on both of them, I'm adding a shaper box to pan it from side to side. I have Pro Q4, which is just an EQ, and I'm adding this more Bark for Rhodes preset, just makes the Rhodes kind of stick out a little bit. Reverb and delay, and just a bit of EQ. And then with that, it kind of sounds like this. Give my word for yours. I then added this basic guitar progression. All it is following just the chords. And this by itself kind of just adds more bounce. Even though it's literally just playing the exact same notes, just kind of at a different timing, it adds that bounce. So I'll play kind of with both at the same time. You can kind of hear that. Another thing that just makes this guitar super bouncy is when I'm actually kind of hitting the third beat, I'm hitting the guitar almost as if it were, you know, a clap or a snare, and that just adds tons of bounce. I then added this simple guitar melody as well to go with everything. The next thing I added, just to add a bit more variety to have throughout the loop, is this violin, and it's actually using this one shot. It's the heartfelt violin that's also in our Dreamcatcher multi-kit. And all this is doing, if I go to the MIDI, is it's literally just playing the major minor third of each chord. So not adding any really new melodic elements. All it's kind of doing is adding another layer. But you hear this in a lot of just emotional music and pop music in general, where they take the major minor third of each chord and play that with a particular instrument just to really bring it out, whether it's like an electric guitar or a violin or something like that. The top line melody is super key just to make things sound really emotional. And yeah, for effects, I do this on pretty much everything. Shaper box, guitar rig, a lot of reverb on this one because I really wanted to tuck it in the back, and just a bit of EQ. For bass, what I added is the growler mode bass from Omnisphere, and what I kind of do is almost to go hand in hand with the guitar, where on the third beat, I'm hitting it like a snare or clap, and then the guitar cuts out. I'm doing the same exact thing with the bass. The last thing I do to layer with the bass, and I actually don't see that many producers doing this, but I personally love doing it, is taking a simple kind of grand piano, but then playing it super low. Like you kind of hear this in a lot of like dark trap beats and stuff like that. But in terms like of emotional beats like this, I think it's a super underrated thing to do. So kind of with all that once, here's what that sounds like. The last thing I did is to create a bit of a transition between different sections of the loop is I recorded this last chord here in the progression. So I recorded on the piano, in the pad, and then I reversed it. So kind of coming into different sections, it can lead up to things nicely. So even in the intro,
Babe, do you know me? Come
and then kind of going into the pre-chorus where the bass comes in.
look at me and I'm again.
And then to create a bit of an intro, I just took the exact same keyboard and pad and just played them an octave up. So then when the pre-chorus comes in and they go back down to the regular octave, it just sounds so much more full. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'm now going to play the full loop so you guys can check the full thing out. But like I said, if you want to get sick vocals like this to make awesome TJ loops or rod wave loops, really suggest checking out Dreamcatcher, and now it's the time to get it at 50% off. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.
Babe, do you know me? Come from the story that you won't give